Hello?
Hello?
Okay, I think I fixed it. I had to get a new mic, so that's why I'm testing it. Can you hear me now, Wolf? You're here, right? Yeah, Wolf, can you hear me? What we got? Money, money, money. We're just doing collections right now. Ooh. Is it locked? I didn't lock it though. Okay. I think he went under the bed. You traumatized him. True. Kind of sad though. Come on, pop him. Okay, I gotta make the most of this. Wolf, can you hear me? Anybody? Hello? No one's really talking, so. Ah, creaky chair. Mackenzie, I need to fix this thing. What are you opening over there? Making money. What was it? That's fun. Sounds like a fun time, I think. This is going well so far. I mean, I don't even really need this, but we're about to do it anyway. How does this new mic sound? I need to check that. It doesn't sound bad. Nope, it's me right now. Yep. I mean, I'm live, so it's a quiet time. When I'm live and no one's here? Kinda, I mean, no one's really typing either, so I'm kind of just talking to myself. Tuesday? I said Tuesday. Yeah, I was gonna do Monday, but then I stayed late at work because of, you know. I'm just gonna do this right here. Girl. I got singing behind me. These aren't that noise canceling, apparently. These headphones, I can still hear you singing over there. Yeah, because you're quiet. No one to blame but yourself. Yeah, but you're supposed to be making money from it, girl. That's increased damage. Oh, Justin's here. Hello, Justin.
What's up, man?
Nothing much. Hey, Shar, can you hear me? I've been trying to test the new headset. It's kind of weird. Hello, how are you? Can you hear me, Justin?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure. This new headset, they're nice. A little tighter than my old headset, so you know it's kind of.
Yeah, they are a little tight, but they are good.
I got a small head though, so you know if I say something's tight around my head, it's kind of an issue because I got a fairly small head. I'm not like you,
Yeah.
Justin. I ain't got big head.
I see. But
Shut your
damn,
mouth.
they making us push and they force us to push the PC goddamn at this point.
Why? What's going on?
Xbox now pushing the prices up.
Xboxes?
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Of course, of course. Oh, I think Shard just left. That's sad. Oh, okay. Well, it lets me know in the top right corner, like, if someone leaves or not, like, the number will go up or down. And it said someone left for a second, so if not you, then who? Justin, who left? Who left? I'm currently just live on some Balloon Tower Defense. It'd be like that. Good team, good team. Yeah, we're just doing a collection event right now. I'm on PlayStation, just so you know. Our updates are a little behind, but we're just chilling. But 220, not bad. What's pretty? Monkey Village and Bomb Shooter. You know, that Bomb Shooter actually will come in handy next time I do a boss fight. Nice. Those are like the necklace you made, kind of. I mean, I like them. No, this is the bonus. Wait a second. I just thought about something. I'll have to do that in a second. I have 1 point. There was something I was gonna buy. Where is it? Eek. Okay, so I'll have to do it after this map. Okay. That makes a little bit more sense. It's a little bit easier to manage on this map than it was on the last one, but... What was that? I think I just heard Gremlin messing with something. Oh, it sounded like something fell. Justin, are you good? You're very quiet.
I mean, no,
What you eating? What you eating?
I say I got some McDonald's with my niece earlier.
Yeah. See, me and Mackenzie went to Taco Bell because I got off a little later than I thought I was going to today. Did you know Taco Bell does nuggets now?
Yeah.
They were alright.
I never tried them.
I tried them
alright.
earlier. Yeah, I wouldn't say they're like great. So Mackenzie got some, I got some. The one thing I will tell you that I did kind of like about it, so they come with a couple different sauces. One of them was like a jalapeno honey mustard. It was alright. The Bell sauce they have is better than it. I don't know. It's kind of like Chipotle mayo, I would say. It's not like amazing or anything, but
It's just weird. A taco place having nuggets.
yeah, and you're not hearing any complaint there. I know it's kind of weird.
But then again, it is a fast food place. So.
I mean, it is Taco Bell. Oh, and Mackenzie also got some. What was it called, Mackenzie? Your drink earlier? She still has some. It's a dirty Baja Blast, so it's kind of like, think of like an orange creamsicle. If I had or dreamsicle, but instead of orange, it's just Baja Blast. That's how I describe it, at least. It's all right. I wouldn't say it's like. She says it tastes like sherbet. What'd you get from McDonald's, though? Nuggets, I'm assuming. He'll come back, don't you worry. These can both hit camo, that's all that matters to me. How's everybody doing in chat? I mean, no one's really saying anything, but y'all doing okay? I'm doing okay. I mean, by the way, if y'all read the description, or not the description, the title, I'm going to start trying to set some goals. And when I stream, you know, and one of them is, of course, like today I put 535, you know. Had kind of a boost earlier today about my my subs. A little more than I usually get throughout a day, so kind of gave me the confidence to kind of put a goal in there. What, Mackenzie? Girl, why do you gotta say you feel pretty? You're always pretty. Okay. Let me look. I don't think it's that bad. Which one? Which eye?
Oh, look at them.
Is it the right one?
Which one is smaller?
That one? No, I don't get it. I'm not good at this. I never even noticed your lazy eye. I don't know why you always say something about it. It's not bad. It's bad when I wake up. Everything's bad when you wake up in the morning. Hair, breath, life. Life, like no one wants to get up in the morning and be like, oh boy, time to go to work. And if you're like that, you're a psychopath.
That is.
I'm almost certain, like, YouTubers at this point. Like, if I ever did this for a living, I'm sure I'd probably do the same thing. Oh, I gotta get up and do YouTube today. I mean, come on. I mean, it's still a job. Like, don't get me wrong. You can enjoy your job, but no one wants to work for a living. I don't care what you say. No, like, from a young age, like, going into a career, you know, you're excited for a career, you know, because you're interested in the subject. You don't get up and one day be like, oh boy, I'm so excited for all this engineering I'm going to do. I don't care who you are. If you say you are, dude, you're lying. I've never met a single person, even people who are, like, dedicated to their stuff, like Joby. Like, when we were at the college, Joby loves music. But I can guarantee you Joby would rather just play music and make money than teach a class. Even though he is pretty passionate about it. And Brian's here. Hello, Brian.
Hey, how's it going?
I don't know, Brian. How's it going?
Hopefully tomorrow will be an easy day.
Brian's date or fucking naply routine on Fridays.
Yep.
So I'm probably gonna be
looking forward to.
I'm probably gonna be on my own tomorrow, which kind of angers me a little bit. So I've been helping out all week. You know, they're giving me all that extra work, and I was told today I'm probably gonna be on my own tomorrow because, oh, you know, we're short-staffed right now. Well, maybe if you paid people more, they would end up staying.
Yeah.
I will say, the one thing that kind of got me earlier is one of our hoppers quit, like the people in the back of the trucks.
Uh-huh.
And
What, just today or just
no, he quit earlier this week. And I hate thinking so negatively about anyone, but I gotta say this. This guy is like 35, 36, okay? And when I talked to him, he didn't seem that bright. And when I say he's not bright, I'm honestly making fun of this man. So he was a Trump, and this is not the problem. I don't want anyone being like, he hates politics. He was a Trump-supporting, like, non-educated, anti-vax, like, throw any word you want in there. He was like, he's one of those, okay? And this man is getting paid, like, $15, $16 an hour on the back of a truck. So he's not getting paid very well, okay? So, you know, I know why he wants to leave. But you know what this man said? He graduated in, like 2006, 2005? And he said he wants to turn his life around. He's going back to college.
Oof.
Yeah, and when I talked to him before, he said he barely graduated high school, and I don't think he's done any math or
That's
anything
a double
since.
oof.
Yeah, I don't think he's done anything like that since high school. So, buddy, are you sure that's what you want to do? Sure.
I was messed up after, like, not going to school for 1 year
Yeah,
after high school.
Dude, I was messed up at, like, as someone who graduated with honors and stuff, I was messed up after, like, a couple months, like, during going from, like, band in high school and, like, you know, dealing with friends to getting, I mean, I already had the job over the summer, but, like, focusing, like, college work, you know, college band camp, getting in the dorms, all that. And then we started class, and I'm not even gonna lie to you, and Justin could vouch for it, too. Me and him were both kind of fucked up. We agreed on that at the college. We were like, what a change.
Yeah.
What a change.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't bad. Don't get me wrong. Like, I definitely having people or being an extrovert helped me a lot at the college because I knew some people in high school when they got to college they said the same thing. They always felt so alone. Okay, and I get it. You know, you don't want to talk to people. That is what it is. But when they got to the college, they were like, "Oh, life's so hard because I feel so alone." And I try to be comforting to them. I didn't want to be that guy who's like, well, that sucks because you always like being by yourself. But I was like, oh man, you know, have you ever tried getting out to know people? And you know what they would tell me? Like there were some acquaintances from high school. They would always hit me with, oh, I don't know, I don't want to get around people. And how can you complain you're alone? I didn't understand. I was like, I guess I just don't get it. But
Well, that wasn't my problem. My problem was just going from, like, doing high school math and then just not doing any math for a year and then going into college. That's what screwed me over. I should have just went straight into college after high school.
yeah, so I got messed up. If I'm being quite honest, I got messed up. Our first year of college, I didn't take a math course. Okay, so I was like, man, I just took a math course last semester. I should be good. I didn't take a math course my first or second semester. I took one the second year when Justin didn't come back. And when I got into math, I hadn't done math in like a year and a half. And they were like, okay, take out your calculus textbook. Me, fuck.
Damn. I would.
Look, as someone who has a history degree, like I said, I graduated with honors. I'm fairly smart. Math was always the weakest subject to me. Like, I get chemistry. I did fine in AP US history. I mean, I got a whole degree in it. I did fine in everything, but math is where I sucked.
Science was mine.
Oh, man.
Damn, bro. I could have helped you, Brian. You could have helped me. We could have traded off here.
I could have helped you, Lee, because math was my
Yeah,
greatest.
I know. I remember you telling me you were good at math all the time, and I said, you fucker.
I'm saying, oh, shit. Math was my greatest. It was my weakest.
Nah, dude. Like, my weakest was math. My strongest was, of course, history. And I'd say I was pretty good at chemistry and stuff, which is super ironic because chemistry is just math. But I don't know, when you took out like the actual, when you took the equations and put them in a different sequence and you're like, okay, well, I don't know why it got so confusing to me. I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I remember, so I wasn't as competitive as some of the other people in my class when it came to, you know, the top 10. I think I don't even remember the exact number I graduated with, but I know I was like, it was either 10th or 11th, so I was like right there or not. I can literally not remember. But I remember going, like, I did bad on one test, and they were talking to us about, I think I graduated 10th actually, but whenever they were talking to us about, like, placement our senior year, I did bad on like one, like trigonometry test. A calculus test is calculus. I did bad on one calculus test, and I went from like 10th to like 18th, and then I did good on another test, and I went back to 13th. It kept like, it was like so volatile. But I remember they had this one girl who I won't name, but she was so like determined to get top 10, and she ended up like 12th. Okay, so it wasn't like that big a deal. But honestly, dude, I thought she was doing it because she was like, I want to prove I'm super smart to my family. No, she got like 12th, and her family said they were disappointed in her.
The fuck?
Yeah, they're like, oh, you could have been greater, and she's crying at graduation. I'm like, bro, I feel so bad now.
Bro, what the fuck?
Yeah. And you know what's even worse? She got like a full ride scholarship to like state. So, so,
like,
so
bruh.
she had a full ride scholarship going to get her bachelor's and stuff, and her family's like, but you weren't top 10. Ooh, that's disappointing. I'm like, bro.
Especially the day you graduate high school. Damn.
Yeah, no, you know what my mom said to me? Because,
What?
I mean, I always acted stupid around my family, but I graduated like 10th. And my mom was like, damn, you made top 10? I didn't think you were that smart. Thanks, Mom. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. My grandma kept up more with my grades than my mom did. What'd you say, baby? Then you got Mackenzie behind me saying 70 is not bad, but dude, your school was also like 3 times the size of mine. My graduating class was like 127 people. So the thing is I went to Bay High, but like Bay High is only like Bay St. Louis and Waveland. Okay, I mean I've said on stream before like the town I live in, but then you had Hancock. Like I live in Hancock County. Hancock County spans the whole county, and they had 3 elementary schools that went to a middle school that went to a high school. So there was like, think about it like this. So there's an elementary school near my house that goes to Hancock. If imagine you go kindergarten through 5th grade, Brian, and you're like, I made friends. These are my friends, okay? And then you get to high school, or you get to middle school, and there's 3 other elementary schools that go into the middle school. You could have classes with people you've never seen before.
That's what happened to me.
Exactly. So mine wasn't like that. Our 1 elementary school went to our 1 middle school, went to our 1 high school, because I lived in city limits with my grandma. I didn't live with my mom at the time. And that's where I got placed with all my friends, like, you know, Defu and them, like my cousins and stuff. They all went to Hancock. I went to Bay High. And I was fine with it. But yeah, no, like I remember all of us going from elementary school to middle school, and they were going to middle school at Hancock, and they were like, dude, I don't know anyone in my class. And I was like, I know everybody, because there's like 100 of us.
Yeah, literally, there's 3 elementaries. I don't want to name them because I still live pretty close to all of them. There's 3 elementaries that go into 2 middle schools.
Okay.
And there's 1 high school next to me, but there's I think there's another one like right a few miles away.
You and Brian, or you and Justin went to the same high school, correct? I'm just making sure.
Correct.
Okay, and you were a grade ahead of us.
Yep.
Okay, so me and you were technically the same class, but if it wasn't for Katrina literally destroying my town, I probably would have. You know, that would have been funny, actually. By the time Justin got there, it would have been my 2nd year. Huh.
And you probably wouldn't have met him.
Nah, I would have met him, but the only reason I started hanging out with Justin, like, I'm not saying Justin wasn't cool or anything, but literally it was complete accident. So I knew no one. When I got to the college, I was the only person from my class who went there. Everyone else went straight to like state or like out of state or like, and then my friend. And some of my friends went to one of the rival, you know, community colleges and stuff. I literally got to the college. We did band camp, and I didn't even ask. So it was Joby, Taylor, Rose. Everyone was just talking to each other. And I just sat next to Justin, like, eating lunch, you know, cafeteria food. Band. I look over at Justin and say, what's up? Justin was literally the first person at the college I talked to. Yeah, no, like, literally, I remember that. Just sat next to him, I literally nodded, started eating, and everyone else started saying who they were. Justin looked at me and he's like, I'm Justin. And I was about to say my first name, but then I was like, I'm Lee. I remember when Joby figured out my first name, he was like, wait, your name's not Lee? No. Nobody.
Well, that was the same thing with me. Your grandmother had to say it when we were hanging out. And I was just like, wait, who's that?
You were so... It's my evil twin brother.
I was confused. I mean, I was just like, who's that?
Could you imagine 2 of me running around? That's a shit show I don't want to think about. I would cry. I hate dealing with one of me. You want two? Ugh.
Yeah, it couldn't be that bad.
It definitely could be that bad. Hey, how's everybody doing? We're just kind of talking shit doing this collection event right now. Yeah, I'm currently just streaming a collection event, trying to set a goal for 535 subs for the day. We're trying to get that thing down. I want to try to get, like, 225. That's actually not bad. So let me buy you, and I'll buy you, and then we'll upgrade you. Anyway, so I was told I probably won't get help tomorrow, because of the people doing that. One of our drivers, I kind of feel bad for him. I'm not going to say his name, but he came to the office the other day, and I haven't seen him in like a month. And he talked with a really low, grumbly voice. He's an older man, but I was like, "Hey, dude, how are you? Long time no see. I thought you were dead." Like joking around because he's like in his 70s and still driving and stuff. So the joke was always, since I'm the oldest or the youngest person there, and he's the oldest. He always made the joke. I was like, "Oh, dude, you're still alive," because he always said, "I'm probably gonna die in one of these trucks." And I said, "Oh, you're still alive." And then he makes fun of me. He's like, "Oh, so I see you're still struggling to grow facial hair." Like it's just a giant joke. But
hold on, yeah.
But he came in the other day and he looked kind of out of it. And I was like, "Yo, dude, are you okay? I haven't seen you in a while." And he told me he had cancer, and I felt really bad.
Bruh.
Whoa.
Yeah, so. He's not a smoker or anything, but he had like a growth on the side of his neck. Apparently they told him it was some sort of cancer, and they were going to put him through chemo. They told him it's probably best for him not to drive a truck right now because he asked if he could. He's on disability as far as I know right now is what someone told me. But they told him he probably shouldn't be driving because if he gets dizzy behind the wheel, like nauseous, he could wreck. But I felt really bad for him because he's really cool. He's not like when I say this, I don't mean this meanly, but he's not like most older people where they're like, you goddamn youngins and stuff. He's always been kind of cool. You know what I'm talking about, Brian? You fucking youngins don't understand.
Yeah.
Literally my supervisor
back in my day.
Yeah. Even though my supervisor's like 38, and he's like, back when I first started this job, the trainers could fist fight you. Like. Are we bragging about that? Like, we're
That's
bragging?
just when you hit them with the trammy bitch.
No, I haven't shown y'all what I drive, but you know how I said there's an arm on the side of the truck that picks up if someone wanted to do that, I'm just gonna literally pick them up with the arm and hold them in the air and be like, "I'll let you down when you stop being a little bitch." I'm pretty sure if I did that in there, most of the people who drive these trucks, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm kind of thin. I've gained a little weight, but most of the people who drive these are like, no offense to them, but the fat older trucker dudes. I can guarantee you, if I try to grab them with the arm, I'm probably breaking the ribs. So, might not want to do that. It's fine, Brian. It's fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine. He's dead. He's dead, Lee. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. He's just sleeping.
Walk it off.
Back in my day, we can walk that stuff off.
Back in my day, we didn't let no broken ribs fucking stop us. We spit on some duct taped our ribs back in place, and kept going. Like, you being a pansy, boy. I'm about to start hitting people with that because of what happened. If someone says back in my day, I'm gonna be like, back in my day, I got my nose broken when someone was drunk, and then they didn't let me go to the hospital. They said I had to keep working. Honestly, that's not a joke. When I got punched as a police officer, they told me that a broken nose is not life-threatening unless I'm gushing blood, and I wasn't gushing that much blood, but I did start bleeding. I just remember going to the hospital for an x-ray, and they were like, yeah, it's broken. And I was like, well, what can we do? And they were like, we can't really do anything unless you want to go through surgery. And I
Wait,
don't
they couldn't reset it?
No, it's the way it's broken. So the way they're going to have to do it is they have to... So I went through the rest of the shift fine, and then I went home and slept, and then I went to the hospital closest to me, and it wasn't like healing or anything. It was still fairly fresh, but they told me that the way it was broken, it was starting to. It was like it's not my nose isn't crooked, but if you look at it, you can see it's a little like warped. They told me they're gonna have to re-break it, and then put like the braces on the side of my nose and the cotton in my nose and stuff. And I was like, okay. But they told me if I do that, I have to be on light duty while my nose resets, just in case I hit something. Because if you hit it at any point, you can actually break it again. And I was like, ugh. And because I was still a police officer trainee, I ended up just being like, I talked to them, and they were like, well, technically, since you're a trainee, you're an at-will employee. If you do that, and it's not life-threatening, we could terminate you. And I was like, oh, well, fuck. Yeah. I will say, they take that pretty seriously over there. They don't let you just take off if you want.
Damn.
And then once like a month after the whole thing, I quit being an officer because I was like, I fucking hate this job. You guys suck. I didn't have health insurance anymore, so now I just live with the broken nose. I struggle to breathe sometimes, but who wants to breathe, right, guys? Who likes breathing?
Overrated.
Breathing's for the wusses.
Nothing like Mackenzie makes fun of me because she says I snore really loud when I'm sleeping. Gee, I wonder why.
Shit, my nose has never been broken, but I still snore.
Okay, well, Brian, next time I see you, you know, just gotta be like, hey, Brian, I missed you, buddy. Mm.
I don't need to snore any louder.
Brian's gonna hit me with the, well, damn, as he's just bleeding. The thing was, I got super lucky when that dude did punch me, though, because the way he was drunk and stumbling, and he was taller than me by, like, 4 or 5 inches, so he was, like, 6'5", big, like, 300-pound man. When he punched me, he stumbled forward, and he actually only hit the right side of my nose, pushing it left. But he hit my cheekbone, mostly, and then kind of glanced off. If it would have punched me directly on, I can guarantee you it would have been so much worse. Yeah, I'm about to lose, I think.
I bet you beat the dude's ass after he did that shit.
Yeah, I did. I was so mad. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So, if you didn't know, most police shows get it wrong. I didn't like hurt him. I wasn't gonna take retaliation. I don't want anyone thinking I like went up and battered this man. But you know the batons, you're only supposed to hit people in the arms or legs with them. You're not supposed to like swing at their head because you can actually do some like real like traumatic shit to somebody. And
yeah.
I ended up hitting him in the like right beneath his knee, like not his calf, but it's like kind of like in between.
The shin.
Kinda, but I hit him on the side of the shit. Dude, I'm not even gonna lie to you. The crunch sound it made me cringe. I just remember that and then him screaming, and then that's when I put my foot behind his leg, takedown, handcuffed. It was that easy. But then the whole time my nose is bleeding, and then not my FTO, which is my, the training officer, he didn't say it, but one of the other guys was like, make sure you don't get blood on your uniform. Gee, thank you. The uniforms are wool, I will say that, or mostly wool. I don't remember their exact makeup, but I will say they are kind of expensive. If you ruin one and you get some blood stains on it, it's a kind of a bitch to get out. But yeah, no, that's the whole story with that. And then what made me feel even worse about hitting the dude with the baton just to take him down, because he was big. If he would have got his hands like on me, I felt like Bane to Batman. He's gonna pick me up and like snap me, kind of shit. Because I was like 6'1" as I am now, and I was only like 190 pounds at the time, so I was kind of just like this little thin person. What made me feel worse is when I took him back to, you can stun balloons if you click the flowers. Yeah, I know, but what? Your name is Birds. Interesting name. Stun. Anyway. No, what made me feel bad is this. He was big. He had like a reddish beard. He was bald. And what made me feel bad is the next morning, he told me he was sorry for breaking my nose. Oh, you're right, Birds. Jeez. I was too busy talking. Look at me being an idiot. Don't mind me. But what made me feel bad is apparently he's recovering, like he's not supposed to drink, but someone gave him alcohol, so he drank too much and he got drunk. He apologized. He was like, "I'm sorry for hitting you, dude." And I'm like, "Oh shit. Well, I was so ready to be mad at you. I was ready to be mad, Brian." And he's apologizing? That's stupid. Making me feel bad for feeling bad. I wonder what that guy is doing nowadays. Hope he's doing alright. Even if he
Hopefully
did break
he's not
nose.
drinking.
Yeah, hopefully. And it was all because two things. So it started because we got called about a disturbance. So we showed up, me and my FTO, the area partner. And what started it was him not wanting to stand still. Like he was getting annoyed that I was like, "Hey, stand over here away from everybody. I gotta talk to him." And then he wanted to hit his vape, but it was dark and I already could barely see him even with the flashlight because we were in a dark area. And I said, "Hey man, keep your hands out your pockets." And he was like, "You don't tell me what to do." And I was like, dude, "Well, don't put your hands in your pockets." And then he punched me. And I'm going to be honest with you, for a big guy, he moved kind of quick. That was the impressive part, Brian. For a big guy, he moved kind of quick. How tall are you, Brian? Oh, no, I can't talk to Brian now. Justin?
As soon as you ask that question, it's just...
Yeah, his Wi-Fi cut out, as always. I wonder what happened this time. Hello, everyone, by the way. Sorry about that. We've just been kind of rambling. We're one sub away. I'm at 534. If we can get 535 today, that would be lovely. Brian just couldn't handle me asking about his height. He's like, "Don't fucking ask." I'm sorry for asking, Nelson. I didn't mean to upset. I wonder, do you know who Brian has his Wi-Fi through? He always cuts out for some reason.
I thought he's also in TNT. I don't remember.
Better not be Sparklight. Fuck those guys.
No, he got a normal brand.
Is Sparklight not normal? I don't really know anyone who uses Sparklight. I'm just saying, like it.
That's what I'm saying.
What are we streaming tomorrow, Justin? Whenever I get off.
Oh, you're spending tomorrow?
Yeah, well, I was gonna. I typically do a Monday, Wednesday, Friday kind of situation, but with me having to spend extra time at work because people have quit and are sick and stuff, I kind of gotta adjust.
I'm about to say, I mean, this is a perfect time to do armor.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that today. It's already 5:50, and I'm gonna play like another 30 minutes, and then I'm gonna have to go. That's why I was asking for tomorrow. That's why I'm just doing collection event stream today.
Yeah, but we can do that tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Sounds good with me.
Come here, bitch.
Excuse me, bitch. Is that what you want, Justin? Excuse me, bitch. What's your name? Sing from across the club. Yeah, no, Arma would be perfect tomorrow. I get to test these new headphones, which, by the way, something. There's Brian. So something else you guys told me. So y'all had the Turtle Beach Recon
700s.
700.
We got stealth. We
Okay.
got stealth 700s.
Did y'all have the Gen 2 or Gen 3?
I had the Gen 2.
We had
Okay.
Gen 2s.
Okay, so the one I'm using right now are the Gen 3s. I looked it up yesterday after y'all told me that because I was kind of concerned. They fixed some of those problems. So some of the problems they had with the Gen 2s, specifically with the Recon series, is they had weak wiring. So what y'all perceived as breaking was like wires coming apart from like wear and tear, I guess. That's what they said specifically. But they fixed some of that with the Gen 3s. Plus, from what I can see, what people said online, they said the Gen 3s were actually a little bit heavier than the Gen 2. So I'm starting to think maybe they like reinforced some of the other areas. Maybe something else was breaking.
Be honest with you, that's actually kind of surprising, saying old wear and tear, because I only got that bitch for 4 weeks, so mine's break.
I don't know. The last time I had a Turtle Beach headset was on the PS4 when we used to play, like when I first met you guys. So the headsets I've had over the years was that one I told you about yesterday, Brian, from like the middle school. My light blue Skull Candies, which I used those for years. I had those from like 2010 to like 2014. And then from there I used some Astros someone gifted me, but they were basically brand new. Someone didn't like them, and I was like, okay, I'm cool with it. I'll take it. And then for the longest time, I used Astro. Then when we first started playing together at the college, I had to get me a pair of Turtle Beaches, and I used those from like 2019-ish when I first started talking to you, Brian. After I knew Justin for a while, I used the Turtle Beaches, and then I went ahead and got me another pair of Astros. And I used those for the longest time. And I went through a couple of those pairs. This is the first, like, pair of Turtle Beaches I've had since, like, 2020. So...
Yeah, mine broke. I had 2 pairs of the Stealth 2nd Gen, and they both broke in the exact same way. That was that they just wouldn't charge, and one pair would charge, but it wouldn't connect to the little USB that it comes with, but you could still Bluetooth with it.
Huh. Yeah, no, I realized these said, when I turn them on, they say Bluetooth mode pair. They don't say, like... So you can wire them, but honestly, if you're buying a wireless headset, why would you wire them? Good evening, Radwolf. How are you? Hey, wait, I haven't seen you on a stream. Usually you're here whenever we play Fallout. Hello, hello. So, Brian, 2 things I want to tell you. 1, tomorrow I guess we're going to do some Arma on a stream. You know, kind of a later stream. It's Friday. 2, I think I told Justin about this, but I don't know if I told you. So we play quite a bit of survival games, you know. We play like 7 days and stuff like that. Well, I kind of gave up on DayZ for a while there. And they're about to add some stuff that are kind of gonna pull me back into it for a little bit. I want to test it. So they're adding. Oh, you're on Fallout 76 now. Oh, what you doing over there? I mean, you're kind of a high level, so what you doing? But I'm getting good. So they're adding 2 new guns and a bunch of new scopes per thing. And one of the new guns they're adding, it's the R12. It's a new semi-automatic shotgun, Brian. But you know how the shotguns we have right now, the only ones that are viable that you want to use late game is the pump action, which you don't really want to use, or you can use the Vega. The R12 is I think it's a 5+ or 6+1. It's basically the Benelli M4, but it takes all built a new boat camp. Boat camp? Like you're building a camp on the water?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, there's a boat that you can get in the top store.
I got you. So anyway, the R12 will take slugs and regular shotgun shells, as you know, like buckshot. But it takes all the M4 attachments. So you can put like the ACOGs and stuff on it. Plus, with the new M4, or not new M4, with the M4 and stuff, they're adding a sniper scope you can add to like the M4 or any NATO-based weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm going to be running around with a sniper scope shotgun hunting people. Using slugs. Because slugs do a lot of that. But the thing is I kind of want to start a series on the channel for some of the survival games we play. And one of them is DayZ, like us being a little more serious and like actually trying to build bases and raid people and stuff. Not us just being goofy and running around, which we can still do. But the best way to describe it is like Frankie on PC. You know how he used to kind of take it seriously?
Yeah.
That kind of. I don't know why that intrigues me so much. And I'm not the only one, because if you go to Reddit, you can type in Frankie on PC. People say they miss the content he used to make. He's not as serious as he used to be, which, you know, him being goofy is great. I understand.
There was one YouTuber that tried to mimic him, and he does pretty good. I just can't remember his name. Hang on, I'm getting on YouTube. I'll check.
He's gonna look
for it. Because he does it on the new DayZ. He doesn't do it on the Arma DayZ.
He does it on new DayZ? What do you mean?
Well, he doesn't do it on the DayZ mod.
He does it on the standalone app, or he does it on the... Because another gun they're adding is the Rack, and it's technically going to be the worst submachine gun in the game, but it basically, even though it has a stock on it, it's going to be small enough that it's basically a pistol. It doesn't go in pistol holsters, but I'm probably going to start keeping that on me. Like, if I'm running around, I'm probably going to bring, like, the R12 semi-automatic shotgun, and then I'm going to bring that instead of bringing a handgun, because 380 is kind of light. It's slow shooting, so you can control the recoil on it, and then... You know, so it may not hit super far, but that's what the R12 will be if you're using slugs. Plus, in my opinion, I always like bringing the pump action shotgun, but it's always detrimental to bring it when you were using it in a military base, because it's not like real life where bam and then you rack the shotgun. The character in game was always like bam, like he's taking his time with it. I didn't like that. And in my opinion, the Vega looks kind of goofy, so...
Oh, here he is. It's all caps. It's M1NDR.
M1NDR?
Yep.
Interesting name.
Yep, he makes a lot of DayZ, like, videos.
Interesting. I've never heard of him, but I'm sure he's probably cool.
A lot of his videos recently have been just him live streaming solo DayZ.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I kind of miss. So that's the thing, is I'm trying to get more variety on the channel, because for a long time I was streaming like what I'm doing now, like Balloon Tower Defense and some other things, and I don't mind that, okay? Don't let me think, or don't let me tell you guys like I don't like this. But the thing is I miss sometimes when, and I mean before I started streaming and stuff, like I miss when me, you, Dayton, Justin, we used to play like DayZ, and then we'd play like Battlefield, and then, you know, like we had variety. And some of the stuff nowadays, like it's not that we lack variety. It's, in my opinion, it's kind of that some of the games we used to play aren't as good, or the series aren't as good.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Battlefield, when we were in college or in between our first and second year, Justin, fucking, like, if I'm being quite honest with you, Battlefield 5, even though it wasn't the greatest Battlefield, it did its job.
We had fun.
Yeah, it did its job.
You know what, we could play Hell Let Loose, and we can re-download Battlefield 5 and have a stream of that going.
True, I could do that. The thing is I recently deleted Battlefield 2042. it's fun in short bursts, but then after a while, I'm kind of like,
Yeah. That's why I said re-download Battlefield 5. What else could we play? Hold on,
You know, a game I know Brian would like though. I mean, you used to like the World War II or World War I games. That game of Sanzo, it's kind of.
I don't think I have Sanzo.
Nah, that's the newest one. I don't think you do either. I played it some. I used to post it to the channel a little bit.
Oh wait, I still have Battlefield 5 downloaded.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, right now I have Battlefield 2042, Arma Reforged, Battlefield 5, Hell Let Loose.
That's another game we could probably play. Hell Let Loose. I mean, Hell Let Loose is basically just Battlefield in a like realistic setting.
Yeah. What we need to do, and this is just for later on, we were gonna make that Resident Evil 5 co-op. I still have that downloaded.
I've never played Generation Zero, but I've seen it, Rad Wolf. One of the games I was looking into recently, and I was just looking, I'm not saying I'm buying anything new, Brian. They have that new game, Dead Side. It's essentially DayZ meets Rust. It's a little bit lighter than DayZ. It's not like, but it has like Rust building mechanics. So it's a little bit like collect wood, build like square platform or triangle platform, and you want to kind of keep your TC. Your TC is like where you put all your material, and if you don't come back to your base and like add more material to it, like the bigger your base is, the more material you're gonna need. And if you don't, have you ever played Rust? Am I explaining it to the void?
I've watched other YouTubers play Rust, but I never played it.
Okay, so to explain it, so you have something called a TC. Whenever you're building a base, that's like the first thing you have to build, okay, Brian? And the more you add to your base, okay, so you put up walls. Let's say you build 4 squares, like, or you build a square. You got 4 walls, a doorway, your floor, your roof, and it says you need 30 wood a day. That's all it says. It says you need 30 wood a day to keep this base going. If you don't have that 30 wood, your base starts decaying. So that means walls will start falling apart and taking damage. Okay, but as you're playing, you have to worry about players raiding you. You have to worry about bots. Like on Rust, you don't have to worry about them raiding you. You got to worry about like not bots per se. How would you describe it? It's not bots. It's not bots. So it's like AI. They have random AI around the world protecting like random world events that will give you better guns and stuff. And as you progress and get better gear and body armor and stuff like that, this is in Rust and Dead Side. You have to worry about like players raiding you. You have to worry about that. But as you upgrade your base and put more walls up and stuff, it's going to cost you more in the TC. But not only is it going to cost you more in the TC, it depends on what material. So like, let's say you upgrade your floor to stone, you need more than just wood now. Now you need, I don't know if Dead Side uses the same like kind of material, but in Rust, I think it was, you need wood, like the progression level was like wood, stone, scrap metal, it was something like that. So like, and the best was like metal. And what people would do is you want to go for the weakest area when you're raiding someone's base, like using your Explo or whatever it's called, like people call it. I just called it your explosive material, but people would be like, you got to bring your Explo. They use this dumb fucking term, but you want to go for the weakest point in the base to get to their TC, you know, take it, do whatever you're going to do. And what people will do is to reinforce their base is they'll build like a square base typically, and then they'll put triangles like in front of it. So they call it an airlock per se. So you put like, picture you have one square, right? And you have 4 walls around it. You have your doorway. On the entrance to the doorway, you put a triangle. Then you put one wall up, and then the other wall is going to be a a doorway. So whenever you're going into the base, you have to blow up the doorway to the airlock. Then you have to blow up a second doorway to get in their base. And then what they'll do from there is they'll reinforce the hell out of that airlock. And then they'll start putting squares around the regular walls. Because if you upgrade your door so much, people get smart with this. And I know it's not like that serious, but if you upgrade your door so much and make it super reinforced, then it makes the walls weak. So instead of going for the door, people are just going to blow up the walls around it.
You're right.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff in it, but I've seen, Brian, you could look it up on PlayStation right now if you want. It's called Dead Side. It's kind of like, Rust was like on a random island. You know, there's a bunch of different pre-layouts. Mm-hmm. Dead Side it's a random island like Rust gameplay, but it's somewhere in Russia. So they have like Russian equipment. It's kind of like the only thing you're gonna get on console. It's like DayZ, or better yet, the only thing on console you're gonna get close to like Escape from Tarkov, but it's nothing like that. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, if a PlayStation 5 ever tried to run Tarkov, your PlayStation 5 is gonna blow up in your face like an IED.
Oh, here's an idea that we can play
Okay.
for other streams.
Yes.
Killing Floor 2.
I would like to go back to that. I played the beta. I told you guys I had a beta key for Killing Floor 3.
Yeah, how was it?
Brian, I streamed it for like an hour and a half and never touched it again. I cannot describe the disappointment I felt playing it.
Like Killing Floor 3?
Yes, it was terrible.
Oh, okay, you're gonna have to explain that shit.
Okay, so Killing Floor 2, you know, you choose a character. Your character's literally just a skin. It's like, oh my god, you're Mr. Foster, you're the fucking robot chicken, whatever the fuck you want to be.
Yeah,
it's not like that in Killing Floor 3, and they said they're fixing it. They delayed Killing Floor 3 at this point. If you didn't know, they've actually delayed it.
I didn't.
Yeah. I knew that because it was supposed to already be out, but it's not.
Yeah, so they're trying to fix that, and I'm not the only person who said this. We don't want another hero shooter, dude. Just make Killing Floor 3.
They made it. They made the characters as heroes?
Yes.
Why?
Yeah, so
Why?
every character... Now, you can have multiple...
Just do classes. That's
yes.
it.
Yeah, that's why everyone was pissed off. So, the thing is, you can have characters, and you have, like, the little special shit. I don't want, like, one character... If you want to choose one character... Like, I was playing as the Firebug during the beta. And whenever I played as the Firebug during the beta... You know what? I'm restarting this, because I've completely messed this up. Anyway... So, I was playing as the Firebug in the beta, and the only way to play as the Firebug during the beta is you had to play as, like, this one person. It was a girl, and it was just kind of lame, in my opinion, because I was like, I don't want to play as her. I want to play as, like, Mr. Foster. Or, as I always played in Killing Floor 1, I played the German, like, priest guy, because I thought it was funny. And it was really lame, dude. Like, I wasn't having fun. The bosses felt uninspired. It felt like they took everything from Killing Floor 2, gave it to Walmart, and said, copy this, but make it great value. I just wasn't having fun with it. And, like, I mean, you can even watch my stream on the channel. It's from, like, February. And I was so excited that I got a private beta key. And then I streamed it once and was like, oh. Like... You could tell my excitement, Brian, in the first part of the stream. And I'm like, yeah, dude, this is going to be so fun. And, like, 2 rounds in, I'm like, oh, like, yay. It was, I wasn't having fun. Which, Killing Floor 2, I remember we used to play prison and go fucking hard.
Yeah. I would either be playing as Medic or Berserker most of the time. Because I just love those 2 characters.
Honestly, I remember the prison map so much because we used to play that when we were bored. Hey, you guys want to go run prison for a little bit? Yeah. Dude, I remember playing as the support when they added the minigun. That shit went fucking hard. How is that? Brian, we used to play that like back in like 2019, 2020. How has it been that long?
It's been too long.
It's been too long. You know what else we could play? Honestly, like I'm just saying, Black Ops 3 Zombies. Like just play some of the classic maps. That's.
I think I have 4 downloaded. But then again, you just missed about Rust. We can try the PS4 Rust again.
Well, that's the thing, is like, I don't mind
Whoa.
Rust, and I played it some on Xbox. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's a fun game. I'm one of those people, like, I take it in stride. So I'd rather play something, in my opinion. This is just me talking. DayZ. I really like DayZ. Okay, I really like DayZ. I like the fact that if I make a base, and unless it gets raided, I don't necessarily have to keep up with the base maintenance, you know? Something like Rust. Rust is kind of a commitment, which is why I'm not necessarily saying let's play it. Because when you play Rust, if you're going to make a base and not just go around fucking with people, you have to commit to it. Like, there's a reason why most streamers who stream Rust, like on their channels on YouTube, they're a Rust streamer. Because if you don't come back and add stuff, like I was saying earlier, to your TC, you need like a certain amount of wood. And like I said, the bigger you build that base, and some people build massive bases, you have to go around mining ore and cutting down trees and all that. Brian, this isn't even a joke. So there's literally some people who have clans on Rust. My cousin Danny Defu, whatever you want to call him, he was really big into Rust with like Cade and my cousin Tyler and all that. They literally had clans on their servers and stuff, like when they would play. Some of those clans and stuff had dedicated teams to go mining for them. Like, I'm defense. Like, basically you have a job. I'm defense. And you're going to go mine ore for me so we can keep the base running. Because there's only so much you can add to the TC, Brian. It's kind of hard to explain, but there's only so much you can add to it. There's literally people who have bases that their base is only big enough to carry the max amount of stuff for one day, okay? And so they have a whole room full of chests full of extra material. So as soon as you log on, you have to go take everything out that chest and stick in the TC. By tomorrow, everything in the TC is gone. Like, their base is a city, essentially, for like 12 people. And that if you don't go in there and you don't fill up the TC with the extra material, your base falls apart. Kind of stuff. And don't get me wrong, Rust can be fun, but it can also be incredibly infuriating because there are... Oh my god, I hate my life. I keep fucking this up. But there are people who dedicate their whole time on Rust just to fuck with, like, new spawns. They don't care that they have the best gear. They'll come up to you and they'll just ruin your day because they can.
Yeah.
Like, at least on DayZ, if you're going to build a base and someone's going to get into it, you know they're putting in the work. Unless they're doing duplication glitches, you know they're doing the work to get in your base. Rust it's not the same kind of building style. I mean, it's probably a little bit easier to build on there because you don't need nails and you don't need... But no matter how small your base is, there's someone who's going to... Like, okay, so the best way to get into... I know I'm rambling right now, Brian. The best way to get into base on Rust is blow it up, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I knew people on Xbox before I bought a PS5. What, baby? What? Please don't... Okay, if it's a fly, you can kill it. I don't care. Anyway, so there was people on Rust that I saw. Beginner base. It's all like wood or stone or whatever the hell it was. Okay, Brian?
Mm-hmm.
They had someone who spent an hour, instead of just collecting their own gear, because they've been there for however long, instead of just collecting their own gear, Brian, this man made a bunch of rocks, because you spawn in with a rock in Rust. That's the first thing you spawn with. He made a bunch of rocks and proceeded to smack a wall with rocks, because they break, for 2 hours until he got in the base. And the base had nothing in it. It was literally a new person's base. They spawned in, they made their stuff, they logged out for the night. And this man spent 2 hours smacking a wall with a rock. They're that determined. No offense, if you're playing Rust like every day, those people are no lives. Love the Rust community. Sometimes it's fun to mess with them and stuff. But literally, there's people whose whole lives go to work or go to school, get off, play Rust for 8 hours until I go to sleep, rinse and repeat, and that's all they'll ever do. Yeah, like, Rust is one of the most toxic fan bases. Like, when I used to play, I used to talk to Dayton on Xbox. Like, he messaged me, we would join my Discord and stuff, and we would just play, right? We're just chilling. Everything's cool. There was times I was literally playing Rust by myself. Like, I was like, you know, Danny and them said I should probably learn to get better at this. So you know what? I agree. Let me try to get better at this. And I had nothing. Dude with an AK, one of the best weapons in the game, would come up to you, shoot you, and then call me a slur and say, get the fuck off my server, newbie. Like, they don't want you there, but then they want you there to bully you? They're very confusing.
Oh my goodness.
I swear, when I used to play Rust, even just to pass the time, sometimes it felt like I was having an aneurysm constantly. But yeah.
I know, your system.
Yeah, no, I got it out. So the thing is like I said, Rust can be fun, but unless you're like into it, I would rather pass. Only because I don't want to have a stroke every time I try to play a game.
I feel you.
What, Brian? You don't want to stroke out?
Nope.
You sure?
Sure. Positive.
I don't think it's positive. Brian or Justin, you want to have a stroke?
Hell no.
At least with like DayZ, there's literally like the thing is each game's no game. Let me say this: in my opinion, DayZ is better, but in the grand scheme of things, no game's better than any other game in that genre. Like survival, each game has its own mechanics. At least with DayZ, when you meet someone who's determined to try to raid you, like kill you on a custom server, it's kind of funny. Because I had this one guy a couple months ago when I stopped playing it. I was on a stream. This guy kept spawning the same town just to try to kill me. I killed him like 13 times on the stream. By the last time, he kept... Dude, yes. Like, you're getting pissed over a bracelet. Chill.
I can't get it on by myself.
Yeah, you do this every time and then you figure it out. But this
Put it
time
on the smallest one, the shortest one.
Short. I don't think I can.
Give me the clasp and just hold it.
Okay.
Give me this and hold that.
I was trying to.
Here.
What's on it? The little flowers? I like the colors. You know, even though this is kind of like pearlescent, it's kind of goes with the two colors you chose.
It's pearl and blue.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about the flower itself has like a shiny coat to it. But yeah, so back to what I was saying, Brian, is they had one guy on DayZ. I killed him like 13 times. And every time he spawned back in, there was like, he was the same character over and over and over again, okay? And what made it funny to me is he knew he was going to die because I literally was sitting there with the shotgun. This man would see me, middle of the street, just stare at me for a second, and then all I hear in the game chat is, vengeance! And then he would start running at me. By the 13th time, I was like, dude, you're gonna keep dying. Why do you keep trying, dude? Just stop. I'm just trying to get out of town, get gear. And he's like, nah, I want that shotgun. So I shoot him again, and he spawns again. By that point, I just started running. I was like, he's too determined. All that because he wanted my shotgun. I still had like 20 shells left, so I could have kept going. He was having a good time, Brian. That's all that matters.
Yeah. He really wanted the shotgun, though.
Brian,
Man,
it was one
I
of the
know you
talons
had
on the
PTSD.
coast. There was another shotgun in the police department. He didn't even let me explain that to him. He wanted the one in my hand. I should have just unloaded it and gave it to him. That would have been the smart thing to do. Just give him a shotgun, go take the other one, and kill him and take both.
Yeah. Give him false hope.
Oh my god, am I about to die? Yep.
Look,
Probably.
I'll tell you right now, if I join DayZ, like if I ever get back on DayZ, anyone we meet, we are killing.
You're exactly like Dayton, and that's not a bad thing. But Dayton was always like, kill him! On site, kill him!
Well, no. I at least have a reason. Anytime we met, anytime we met up in DayZ, I'd be the first one to get shot from nowhere.
That's
yeah.
true.
Yeah, it's true.
It's
Yeah.
gotten worse.
Absolutely nowhere. And then just drop dead. I'd always be the first one dead, and then I would have to take like another like 2-3 hours just to walk back to y'all.
Yo.
Yeah. It's been a while since I played DayZ with you. I still think it's one of the better survival games on console. Especially because they've added quite a bit of stuff. Like, some of the stuff isn't even, let's say some of the stuff isn't even, like important stuff. Some of it's just reskins of, like, existing weapons. Like, they recently, you know the VSD in game, like the Dragunov?
Mm-hmm.
They recently added the VSD, but instead of a plastic, or the black plastic or polymer stock, they added one recently where you can get the wooden stock, like you're used to seeing in Call of Duty. It's literally just an aesthetic change, but now you can get one of each. And I'm like, oh, you know, well, whatever. That's cool. They've added quite a bit of weapons, actually, Ryan, since you played. Did you ever play with, like, the AUGs or the, FAMAS?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I think that's the last thing I got. Like, the last thing that happened whenever I started playing.
I'm not going to be streaming for too much longer. I'm going to have to go in a little bit. Yeah, this is going to be my last round of this. So if you guys want to, y'all should sub. We're one off that goal. We're one off 535. I'm at 534 right now. You know what else we could play, Brian? I just thought about? If we wanted to do just like some fun streams with like me, you, and Justin. It's been a while since I played that with you either, but we could probably end up doing like Rainbow or something too.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's been a hell of a while for Brian to play Rainbow.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know. Brian's one of those people, he gets really into a game, and then it's a slow burnout, and then one day he'll come back. Just don't worry, one day he'll be back. When will that day be? I have no idea. Better not even ask. Right, Brian?
Yeah.
It happens. I'm the same way. I mean, another game Brian might like. Have you ever played Valorant? It's like Rainbow. It's more like CSGO than it is like Rainbow. Brian? Justin? Anybody?
I'm about to say, I never played Valorant. I know you.
I can't talk to Brian. I get it.
I say. I never played Valorant, but I know what it is.
It's a lot like CSGO. It's pretty fun. I played it a little bit last summer, if you remember. I streamed it some. Okay. You got all these pufferfish Moabs. Of course I lost. That sucks. Okay. Where am I at even on the collection event? Okay, I'm not even close. But we will keep going eventually. Anyway, for everyone else who's still here, if you'd like, you can sub, you can like, you can do all that fun stuff. I'm going to have to go for the night. We'll be live tomorrow doing Arma or something. I'm sure. We'll decide something.
One of those games is going to be Arma.
Yeah, one of them. Other than that, everybody, I appreciate everyone for stopping by. And I will catch everyone later.